गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम्। ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ वृषभं चर्षणीनां विश्वरूपमदाभ्यम् बृहस्पतिं वरेण्यम्। ॐ तद्विष्णोः परमं पदं सदा पश्यन्ति सूरयः दिवि वचक्षुराततम्। ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं महालक्ष्म्यै नमः। ॐ ह्लीं ह्रीं ज्योतिर्ब्राह्माय नमः। Can everyone say Hare Ram Krishna 3 times? Om Hare Rama Krishna, Hare Rama Krishna, Hare Rama Krishna. Okay. So where were we in Parashara? We were in the beginning somewhere. Okay, we started with evil set birth. Yeah, evil set birth, 109 page. Arishtadhyayam. Chapter 9 in Santanam. Yeah, Santanam Darshan. So, anybody remembers up to which verse we finished? First page over, second page over, third page over. 20 shlokas we finished. Okay.
Last case male fix in 12, 6 and 8, second.
8, 12 and 7.
Or in 8 and second.
What male fix in?
12, 6, 8, 2. And Papakartri and Yoga on
12, 6, 8, 2.
And the Papakartri Yoga and Lagna is a death combination.
Okay, that is 16. Okay, so we finished 16. Okay, now 17th shloka in the 9th chapter of BPHS. Lagna saptama gau papau chandro vikrura samyutah yada navekshita saumyaihi shigran mrutyurbhavet tada. Okay. Lagna saptama gau papau. Papau means two male-fix. Papa means one male-fix. Papa, like Rama, Rama, Rama. Papa, Papa, Papa. Papa means one male-fix. Papa means two male-fix. Papa means multiple male-fix, more than two. Bahuvachanam. So this is, he specifically used Vivachanam, which means apart from singular and plural, we have the dual basically in Sanskrit. So he used the dual. So dual case. So he means two male fix. Lagna saptama gau papo. That means two male fix in Lagna or Saptama. They have gone to the first house or the seventh house. Two male fix. You could also interpret it as one male fix in Lagna, one male fix in Saptama, because he said in Lagna and Saptama two male fix. Whether he means two male fix in either Lagna or two male fix in either seventh or one in Lagna, one in seventh, it's not obvious what exactly he means. So cumulatively Lagna and seventh containing two male fix is one interpretation. The other is Lagna and Saptama having one male fix each, so that there are two male fix. So we are not sure exactly what it means. Irrespective of how Santanam translates, basically both the avenues are open. Lagna saptama gau papau chandro vikrura samyutah. And then also moon is also krura samyutah, means conjoined by male fix planets. So Lagna and seventh have male fix, two male fix, and also moon also has male fix. Yada navekshita saumyaihi. Yada navekshita saumyaihi na avekshita. Okay, na avekshita. Yada navekshita saumyaihi shigran mrutyurbhavet tada. And also moon is also afflicted by male fix and there are no benefic aspects. Then
And no benefic aspect of moon, with moon, to moon or
only to moon or also lagna and 7th included. That's not obvious, but actually it's kind of obvious. Yada na avekshitah saumyaihi. So he is only saying, he is not using bahuvachanam, he is using ekavachanam, that means singular. So he is talking about the latest one, because he said lagna and 7th, and then he said moon also, and then he said, and if he is not aspected by benefic. So the fact that he used he, actually it's not exactly he, it could be even for lagna he could have used ikshita, means unaspected. It's not, he is unaspected, the sentence construction is, and okay, let me do it again. Lagna and 7th are afflicted by malefics, and moon is also with malefics and not aspected by benefics. And the word used for and not aspected by, that basically identifies how many objects basically. When you say in English not aspected by anybody, the way the verb is constructed, not aspected, it doesn't say whether he or she or they, it doesn't tell you anything about the subject. But here something is told about the subject. When the word ikshita is used, is basically, it implies that it's a male, that this is talking about masculine gender. But of course lagna is also a masculine gender, not that lagna is a man, but the word is a masculine gender. So it means that the noun, the subject, even though is missing in the sentence, is of the masculine gender and it's ekavachanam, it's basically one. So obviously lagna saptama are excluded here, so only moon. So lagna and 7th have malefics, and moon also. And another point I will make is, he said chandropi krura samyuta, Chandra also is with malefics. So the previous lagna, based on that, if you apply that to the context, lagna saptama gau papo, lagna and 7th having 2 malefics, and moon also. So it seems to suggest to me, it's not entirely obvious, but it's probably what it means is lagna having a malefic, 7th having a malefic, and also moon also having a malefic. All the 3 basically afflicted by malefics. That is how I would interpret it. And moon is unaspected by any benefics. Then Highran mrutyur bhavet tada. That means there will be a very quick death. That means premature death. That means the person will not have a long life. 18th verse. क्षीणे शशिनि लग्नस्थे पापैः केन्द्राष्ट संस्थिते योजातो मृत्युमाप्नोति सविप्रेषण संशयः. क्षीणे शशिनि. Kshine Shashini means when moon is kshina. Kshina means waning. Moon is basically decreasing. So moon is waning, and lagnasthe. Lagnasthe means he is in ascendant. So waning moon is in ascendant. Okay. What does it mean? Moon is in ascendant, and where is sun? What does it imply about sun? When sun and moon are together, the waxing starts, and then moon keeps on moving, waxing starts. When they are exactly opposite, waning starts, right? So that means sun is in the 1st to 7th house. No, 1st to 7th house. Waning means after Purnima. So if sun is here, moon is either 180 degrees or higher. Then it is, because when moon is exactly 180 degrees, it is Purnima. And then as it increases after full moon, you get the waning part. So if you measure from sun to moon, the angle is more than 180. But if you measure from moon to sun, the angle is less than 180. You understand? So what this implies is, this Kshine Shashini, you can interpret it as Lagna having moon in it and sun being within 170 degrees, 180 degrees from moon. Okay? In the invisible half from moon. Or probably even from Lagna, but there will be some degree difference there if you interpret that way. And then that's not all. What else? Papai Kendrashta Sansthitai. Papai Kendrashta Sansthitai means malefics are in Kendra and Ashtama. So if the quadrants and the 8th house have malefics, in addition to this combination, then Yojato Mrityumapnoti Savipresa Samsaya. The one born in such a condition, he obtains death. Oh, Lord of the Brahmins, there is no doubt in it. So again, when he says Papai Kendrashta Sansitai. What does it mean? Does it mean all the Kendras in the 8th house have male fix? Unlikely. Because you are talking about 5 houses. All the 5 having male fix is unlikely. So he would not be talking about something that's almost impossible to happen. And on top of it, you want Lagna to contain moon, sun to be within 180 degrees from moon. So that will become too impossible. So that's probably not what he means. What he means is some of the Kendras and Ashtama. So if you take those 5 houses, 4, 7, 10, 1 and also 8. So if you take those 5 houses, maybe 2 or 3 of those have male fix. If just one of them has male fix, again it's too weak. So there is some subjective judgment here. He doesn't explicitly give thumb rules that can basically be evaluated using computers. But if you want to do that, you have to be a little creative. Probably 2 or 3, at least 2 out of these 5 houses, if they contain male fix, then you can basically consider in addition to the other combination. The other one is very specific. Moon in Lagna and moon being waning. That is very specific. And this one is subjective, a fuzzy guideline. And also he says in this case there is no doubt. There will be death, very early death.
Can you just summarize this again? That is
Lagna having moon in it, and that moon has to be waning moon, which means sun should be within 0 to 180 degrees from moon. If you measure from moon to sun, it should be 0 to 180 degrees. Okay? And in addition, the quadrants and the 8th house should be afflicted by male fix, occupied by male fix. And he does not say if benefics also aspect there is relief. He doesn't say not aspected by Shubhas. He only says Papai Kendrashtama Sansthitai. So only he says malefic planets occupying. Sanstita means occupying, not aspecting. So if malefic aspect is not a big deal. If malefics occupy quadrants and 8th house is problem. Why quadrants are in general such? Those are what support your existence, and 8th house is longevity. So if malefics are affecting those, there is some fundamental problem. And you will see that several times when moon in Lagna or moon in certain house is mentioned, whether he is waxing or waning is being given importance. So the fundamental guideline is when you are looking at the strength of moon, the Pakshapala is very important for moon. So whether you have moon waning or waxing is very important in deciding the strength of moon. It also decides whether he is a benefic or malefic. So it's a very important information as far as moon is concerned. The next verse is Papayor Madhyagas Chandro Lagnashtantima Saptamah Achiran Mrutyumapnoti Yojatah Sasishustata. Okay. Papayo Madhyagas Chandro, which means Papayo means of malefics. Madhyaga means gone in the middle. Chandro means moon. So moon has gone in the middle of malefics, which means Papakartar Yoga. Moon has Papakartar Yoga. Moon is hemmed by 2 malefics. And what else? Papayor Madhyagas Chandro Lagna Shtantima Saptamah Lagna Ashtama Antima Saptamah, which means Lagna means ascendant, Lagna Ashta means 8, Antima means the last one, 12th house. Saptama means 7th house. So first 7th, 8th and 12th. If those houses, one of those houses contains moon, and that such a moon is hemmed by malefics, she has Papakartari, then also there is a problem. Pardon me? Oh, moon in 7th is not bad. Moon in 7th afflicted by malefics, hemmed by malefics is bad.
That means 6th and 8th house has malefics.
Yeah, 6th and 8th house have malefics. Basically, moon, planets in 1st and 7th are very important in deciding your overall being. Those are the Satyapitha basically, Lagna and 7th house. Lagna is your essence and 7th house is how you interact with the rest of the world. So those two things define who you are. So those are very important, Lagna and 7th house. That is why in many combinations you get Lagna and 7th. Several times Lagna and 7th are almost interchangeable. In many Jaimini Dashas, if 7th is stronger, we take 7th instead of Lagna. So Lagna and 7th are basically two fundamental definitions of you, of your essence. So if Moon is in any of those, basically he defines your personality very strongly. And such a Moon having any afflictions is not good for the strength of the personality.
Then why 12?
Why?
Why 12?
1 and
No, but Moon in 12th house is the same condition, right?
Right.
Why 12th house? Because
Why 12th house? Can anybody speculate? I can also only speculate, but can anybody?
You can say it's a Mandakaraka Sthana, but
Yeah.
12.
So he in the case of 8th house, he is already, to start with, he is in Mandakaraka Sthana, and as well that's not enough, he is being hemmed by male fix. So it's not, basically strength of Moon is not at all there. And without strength of Moon is basically your life force, your pranas. So without basically mind, which is driving your existence. If the mind is so weak, if the pranas are so weak, it's unlikely that the person will have a long life. So that's the logic. What about 12th house?
Because it's a house of giving away.
Mm-hmm.
In
In general, is 12th house good for Moon? What is Moon? What does Moon stand for? He is the mind. He is basically the pranas. Moon is the pranas. Mind is the one that controls the moving of your prana. By prana, what I mean is the life force. Crudely, it can be translated as oxygen. When you breathe in and breathe out, the oxygen that's being carried over by the blood in the entire body. That's basically kind of a crude representation of prana. But that's only sthula, the gross representation. The subtle representation is the life force which is being carried by various channels in the subtle body, that is within the gross body. So that is prana. And Moon is the key planet for showing the pranas that are moving within you. And if such a Moon is in the 12th house, it's not really a great house to be, because 12th house is the house of letting go, leaving. Basically anything in the 12th house is compromise. It is the house of compromise. So if you have Mars in the 12th house, for example, that aggression which is shown by Mars is basically, there is some compromise relating to it, there is some letting go relating to it. Similarly, if Moon is in the 12th house, the pranas which are essential for existence, there is some compromise, there is some loss of the prana. And if such a Moon has Papakartari from male fix, it only exacerbates the problem. So that could probably be the reason. But the thing is, remember one fundamental thing. Suppose Moon is weak, let's say he is in the 10th house and he is hemmed by male fix. Still it is bad. It's not that only 8th house, 12th house, these houses are key. 10th house also, if Moon is there hemmed by male fix, it shows problems. But it may not be life threatening. It may be just 10th house is your karma, and Moon in the 10th house being hemmed by male fix, maybe the person has some problems in conducting his karma, some problems. It is still, Moon is the karaka for pranas. Moon is a very important planet for health. So if Moon is badly afflicted, there is some health problem. Only thing is whether it is life threatening or not. For that, these houses, Lagna, 7th, 8th and 12th, these are the important houses. Otherwise it may not be life threatening. Next verse is verse 20. Papadvayam ajjagate chandre lagna samashrite saptashtamena papena matra sahamrata shushu. Okay, papadvayam ajjagate, which means again in the middle of, having gone into the middle of a pair of male fixed planets. So again being hemmed by male fixed, Papakartari yoga. Who? Chandra, Moon having Papakartari yoga, and Lagna samashrite, which means having gone into Lagna. So Moon should be in ascendant and he should be hemmed by male fix. He should have Papakartari. And what else? Saptashtamena papena. What does it mean?
7 and 8 I have got
7th or 8th has malefic. And here Saptashtamena, Papena, the Ekavachanam is used, singular, not dual. So it doesn't mean 7th and 8th, it means 7th or 8th. So 7th has a malefic or 8th has a malefic. So the rule is Lagna having moon, and that moon is hemmed by malefic, and in addition 7th or 8th has a malefic. Then what? Matra saha mritashyushu. Then along with the mother the baby dies. So it's basically inauspicious both for mother and the child. One thing you can see is, for the child obviously Lagna has moon, and such a moon is very badly afflicted, so it is bad for moon. But why for mother? I am not fully sure. Many of these principles we can only speculate. For example, 7th and 8th house, malefics in 7th and 8th house, they will be aspecting the 4th, they will be having Argala on the 4th from moon. So if you take the 4th from moon, the 4th house from moon, from there is 4th house Katari, 4th house Argala or 5th house Argala. Any planet in the 7th or 8th from Lagna has Argala on the 4th house from Lagna. And it happens to be 4th house from Lagna as well as 4th house from moon here. So maybe that is one of the justifications. And in general, apart from 4th from moon, you can just take moon. If moon has serious afflictions, especially if the Maraka from moon, Maraka sthanas from moon are badly afflicted, there can be some problem to mother also. Shanaishchararka bhaumeshu Rishpadharmastameshu cha. Shabhai? What does Shabhai mean? Shubhai. Shubhairavikshamaneshu yojato nidhangatah. So what does it say? Shanaishchararka bhaumeshu Rishpadharmastameshu cha. So Shanaishchararka bhaumeshu means, Shanaishchara means Saturn, Arka means sun, Bhauma means Bhumi sun, Mars. So Saturn, Sun and Mars, if they, where are they? Rishpa Dharmastameshu means, Rishpa means 12th, Dharma means 9th, Ashtama means 8th. So if Saturn, Sun and Mars are in 12, 9 and 8, Shubhair Avikshamaneshu, without a benefic aspect. He doesn't use the word kramat or something which shows respectively, which means respectively. So probably he is not talking about Saturn in the 12th, Sun in the 9th and Mars in the 8th. Probably he is talking about those three being in one of these three houses in any permutation and combination. Okay. So Saturn, Sun and Mars in 8, 9 and 12 without any benefic aspect. Then again there is a problem. The next one is yadre kane cha yamitre yasya syadaruno graha kshina chandro vilagnastha sajjo hartajivitam. Okay. Yadresh kane cha yamitre yasya syadaruno graha. What does daruno graha means? Again, it's kind of like Krura. It's a synonym of Krura. So it's basically a malefic planet. So Daruno Graha means, if a malefic planet, where Yadresh Kane cha Yamitre Yasya Yadaruno Graha Shina Chandro Vilagnastha Sajjo Hartijivitam. Okay, so this is actually tricky to interpret. But it can be interpreted in many ways. Let me see what makes more sense. Yad Drekane, in whichever Drekana cha Yamitre Yasya Syad Daruno Graha. Okay. So the best interpretation is first of all, moon, waning moon in Lagna. That condition has been mentioned. Okay. Now you should realize that so many times we are talking about moon in Lagna either with Papakatar Yoga or waning moon. So these two things, moon with Papakatar Yoga in Lagna or waning moon in Lagna, these two are in general malefic combinations. Death or not, that is basically, that is decided based on some other combinations. But in general, this seems to be one of the common themes. So you should realize that it's a bad combination. If you see anybody with Lagna moon with malefic Khattari, or if you see Lagna moon who's waning, you should basically be cautious, especially during the moon dasha. Now, this verse is literally saying, in whichever Drakana or in the 7th, in whichever Drakana or in the 7th from whichever is a malefic planet. Okay, so probably Lagna is being mentioned. So if the 7th house has malefic, or if the Drakana of Lagna has malefic. So Lagna contains a malefic but not anywhere the same Drakana. In other words, suppose Lagna is in the third 10 degrees of Virgo, then the third 10 degrees of Virgo should contain a malefic. Okay, so the Drakana of Lagna should contain malefic. And not and, or, no, actually cha means and. Actually he translated as R, but actually it is R for the other one. Let's see what Santanam translated, with a malefic in the 7th house or in the rising decanate. I don't know why he said R, because cha means and actually. So yad Drakane cha yamitre yasya yad daruno graha. So my interpretation is, the Lagna's Drakana should have a malefic, and the 7th house from Lagna should have a malefic. Where? In the Rashkana or Rashi, that's not mentioned. So my interpretation is, in the Rashi chart, the Markasthana 7th house should have a malefic, and in the Rashkana, Lagna should have a malefic. And in addition, moon should be in Vilagna. Vilagna means, the Vilagna can literally be translated as the great Lagna or the special Lagna. So it can mean some Vishesh Lagna, some special ascendant like Hora Lagna or something. That is one interpretation, but the normal interpretation would be just Lagna. You are just specialized, even though it's normal Lagna, you are treating it specially in this particular way. Parasara did say Vilagna, just the word Vilagna just to mean ascendant in several places. But just keep it at the back of your mind that this could also mean Hora Lagna or something. It could also mean Lagna or Hora Lagna or one of the important Lagnas for longevity. Lagna, Hora Lagna, Pranapada Lagna, if one of the Lagna. If one of these Lagnas has moon who's waning, and Lagna's Drakana has malefic, and 7th house from Lagna in Rashi chart has malefic, you could interpret that way also. The fact that he chose to use the word Vilagna instead of Lagna, probably it means a particular set of special Lagna, including Lagna. So probably Lagna, Varnada Lagna, Pranapada Lagna and Hora Lagna. That is my guess. Apo klimasthita sarve graha balavivarjita shanmasam va dvimasam va tasyayuh samudahrutam. Okay. Papo klimasthita sarve graha balavivarjita. That means all graha, sarve graha, all graha, balavivarjita means no power, powerless. All planets are powerless. And where are they? Apoklimas sthita. Do you remember what apoklimas are?
Apoklimas are E7.
What are Kendras?
7,
10. Okay. What are Panharas?
2, 6, 2, 8.
Basically, take first house, second house, third house. The quadrants from first house are Kendras, the quadrants from second house are Panharas, the quadrants from third house are Apoklimas. Simple.
2, 4, 8, 11. 2, 4, 8, 11. 1, 4, 7. No.
Just keep adding 3. 1, 4, 7, 10. It's an arithmetic progression. Starts from 1. Then an arithmetic progression starting from 1 is Kendras. An arithmetic progression starting from 2 is Panharas. An arithmetic progression starting from 3 is Apoklimas. Now try again. What are Panharas?
2, 6, 9, 12.
No, Panharas.
2, 5, 8.
No, I know that you worked out Apoklimas, so I changed the question. What are the Panharas?
What is the Pana?
Panaphara. P-A-N-A-P-H-A-R-A. Panaphara. So what are they? 2, 5, 8, 11. Okay. What are the apoclimas?
3, 6, 9, 12.
3, 6, 9, 12. Okay. Planets in Panapharas planets in Kendras, they give results with effort. Planets in Panapharas, they give results with more easily. And planets in apoclimas, they give results with lot of difficulty. So in terms of how easily results are given, Kendras are middle, Panapharas are better, apoclimas are the worst. So here all planets are going into apoclimas. Yes.
Blessing, right?
Yes, that is a standard principle. I am not fully sure. You can look at these as the quadrants from first house, fifth house and ninth house. Right? You take the 3 trines, 1, 5, 9. So quadrants from first, fifth and ninth. So it is said that the first house is what you are now, and ninth house is what you were before, and fifth house is what you will be later. So it is in a way ninth, first and fifth are supposed to show past, current and future. Okay, and the kendras from those wherever you take, whichever reference you take, the kendras from those are what are supporting it, the effort basically, the Narayana with respect to that kendra. Now if you take Lagna, what you are now, the kendras from that are your current effort. So your current effort, so it will basically give you results with effort. And the fifth house is the future blessings. So again, because that is your future blessings, the kendras from it, they basically support your future blessings. So those basically give results easier. On the other hand, the ninth house, it shows the past basically, and the quadrants from that, they show the efforts from the past. So some results have already been experienced for that. So when you are talking about current chart, current life, the results due to those, I am not saying they will not, they are totally useless. They will give the results, but they will need more results, because they are kind of, you can look at them as a bank account that has been withdrawn to a considerable extent, whereas first house is a very active bank account, and fifth house is a bank account that is still to be a retirement account. So fifth house and quadrants are like a retirement account, and ninth house is basically an account that you used up for your children's education. Basically something you used up in the past, something you supported a lot in the past, but it's a matter of past. So in general, out of the 3 classes, apoclimas are the most problematic, because planets, they do not give results that fast. So all the planets are in apoclimas and they are very weak, then there is a problem. The longevity will be either 6 months or 2 months. Samudahrutam. Okay, so he says either 2 months or 6 months, which means he is not really saying a particular period. What it means is low. These are examples. Also he says samudahrutam means like that examples are given. That means these are just examples. These are not absolute figures. So in general longevity is low. That's what he means. Next verse is verse 24. Tribhi papagrahai sutau chandrama yadi drishyate matrunasho bhavet tasya shubhar drushte shubham vadet. Okay. Tribhi papagrahai sutau. Tribhi papagrahai sutau. That means Tribhi means by 3. Papagrahai means malefics. Sutau means birth happened. Chandrama means moon. Yadi drishyate. So if moon is aspected by 3 malefics, so we are talking about 3 malefics aspecting moon. Matrunasho bhavet tasya shubhadrushte shubham vadet. If malefics are aspecting, then it's okay. So the rule is, if 3 malefics are aspecting moon, then matrunasham, that means matrunasho bhavet tasya, mother will be destroyed, which means this is a bad combination for mother. moon being aspected by 3 malefics without benefic alleviation, without alleviation in the form of benefic aspect on moon, then there will be problems to mother. It is not mentioned which drishti you have to, probably graha drishti. Next verse is verse 25. Dhane rahur buddha shukra shauri surjo yada sthitah tasya matur bhaven mrutyur mrute pitarijayate. Okay. Dhane rahur buddha shukra shauri surjo yada sthitah. In the second house, Rahu means Rahu, Buddha means Mercury, Shukra means Venus, Sauri means Surya Sun, Saturn, Surya means Sun. He covered a lot of planets. Rahu, Mercury, Venus, Rahu, Mercury, Venus, Sun, Saturn. So Sun, Saturn, Rahu, 3 malefics, Mercury, Venus, 2 benefics. So if one of these 5 planets is in the second house, and what else? That's it. Tasya matur bhaven mrutyur mrute pitarjayate. Oh, I see. So what it means is, if the father's death has already happened, if such a birth of a child with Rahu, Mercury, Venus, Sun or Saturn in the second house, if birth of such a child happens after father has already died. So basically during the pregnancy, if father dies and during such a combination birth occurs, then he says mother also will die. So if you know that somebody's father passed away during pregnancy and they were born with one of these 5 planets in the second house, which is it's not a rare occurrence, because you are talking about 5 planets, the probability that one of them will be in the second house is almost 5/12. Right? So it's a
father also dies.
Father dying previously, that is the limiting factor here.
It happens though.
Yeah, it happens. So when that happens, when you see this combination, you should be careful. You should do some Mrityunjay Homam or something for the mother. Do some belief.
Does it indicate how long the mother will be thereafter? Or?
No, he didn't say how long, but he said mother also will die. Of course, everybody dies. So obviously, he means early. If he means that mother will die in the next 50 years, probably there is no value in that prediction.
Something like 6 months or 1 year.
Yeah, probably a couple of years. Probably. He did not mention how much. Verse 26. Papat saptama randhrasthe chandre papa samanvite balibhi papa kairdrushte jato bhavati matruha. Papat saptama randhrasthe chandre papa samanvite. If moon is with malefics, moon is conjoined by malefics, and not only that, papat saptama randhrasthe means he is in the 7th or 8th from malefics. So moon should be taking the malefic, taking one of the malefics as reference. Moon should be in the 7th or 8th, which means from moon, malefic should be in 6th or 7th, right? Moon will be in the 7th or 8th from a malefic if malefic is in 6th or 7th from moon. So what it means is, a malefic, does it say one or many? Papa, one is enough. So in the 6th or 8th from moon, there is at least one malefic, and moon is also afflicted by a malefic. This is not so uncommon, but the next one is balibhi papakair drushte, and very strong malefics are aspecting such a moon. Then jato bhavati matruha means he kills mother. Kills mother doesn't literally mean he will go and kill his mother, hack his mother to death. What it means is, he proves to be death bringer of mother. That means he is inauspicious for the mother. He or she, such a child, may bring some problems for mother, death or suffering. The next verse, 27 is, Uchyastho vatha nichastha saptamastho yada ravihi Panahino. What? Panahino bhavedbala aja kshirena jivati. Oh, I see. Uchastho vatha nichastha saptamastho yada ravi. So moon saptamastho yada ravi means Saptama means 7th. So moon is in the 7th house. Saptamastho yada ravi. If moon is in the 7th house, not only that, Uchastho va atha nichastha, which means either exalted or debilitated. So this means Lagna is either Aries or Libra, mobile Lagna, and Sun is in one of the two sides. So Lagna and Sun both are in either Aries or Libra. Panahino bhaved bala aja kshirena jivati. That means he doesn't have drink. He has to live on goat milk. So by drink, he doesn't have a drink, he means mother's milk. So he will be devoid of mother's milk. Is it because mother dies or because there are some other problems? It's not obvious. But it's probably that it doesn't mean that mother dies or mother has problems. That person does not have the happiness from mother. So maybe mother and he are separated, mother and child are separated, or maybe they are together but mother doesn't breastfeed. So basically, though the literally he is saying he lives on goat milk, obviously it's not just goat milk. Could be cow milk, could be buffalo milk, or could be soy milk. So you can't basically take it too literally and in a narrow way. So bottom line is he lives on some other milk. And yeah, it could be some kind of orphaning is indicated. It's not just mother deciding, okay, I will not breastfeed, because in today's world that happens a lot. Some mothers decide against breastfeeding and then they give the formula milk or soy milk, not soy milk, some formula milk they give to children. So it's probably more than that. It's not just that. What it means is some kind of lack of motherly happiness is indicated.
So moon in the 7th house?
Not moon, sun. Sun in the 7th or 1st house in exaltation or debilitation.
Just that alone, is it?
Just that alone. Unfortunately, it will be tough to find examples. Oh, you have it?
Yeah. Actually, when I was born, my mother had a heart problem.
Yeah.
So I was separated from mother and I was breastfed buffalo milk.
Buffalo milk. Are you sure it's not goat milk?
No.
Because Parasa says goat milk. Okay.
Goat milk is not possible.
No, I'm just kidding. Actually, maybe in his time, people used to drink more goat milk than buffalo milk and cow milk, for all you know. So probably he used the word ajakshira. Pardon me?
No, I didn't notice that. When she told my child.
Then you notice. Okay, that's very alert. You are very alert.
She remembered everybody's chart.
Oh, that's good. That's very impressive. He didn't. When I say a principle, try to see if you or your wife or somebody you know has that. There are two approaches. You can quickly determine all the charts that you remember and see if the combination exists anywhere. Or if you know somebody with this criterion, for example, if the formula says not having mother's milk, and then see, did it happen to anybody I know, and then see if their chart has, instead of looking at all the charts. Or this kind of things are difficult, but if a combination says he wins a lottery, then who do I know who won lottery? Oh, that guy. Then you can quickly check that chart in your mind, or if you have a computer, you can check in the computer. So you should be alert, and I'm glad that you checked your chart and also everybody in the class's chart. So the point that was being made was, it has been brought to our attention, class attention. It has been brought to the attention of Ramakrishna Rao that Ramakrishna Rao has this combination in his chart. So yeah, we have seen his chart a couple of times. So he has apparently this combination, and when he was born, apparently he brought a heart attack to his mother, or some heart problem to his mother, and his mother could not feed him, so he was fed buffalo milk. He stayed away from mother. So some problem is indicated in the verse, and that happened in his case. So we have an example. The next verse 28 is Chandra chaturthagah papo ripukshetre yada bhavet tada matruvadham kuryat kendre yadishubho nachet. Okay. From moon, the fourth house has a malefic in inimical house. So you want, the fourth from moon is important for mother, right? That shows mother. The fourth from Lagna as well as moon. So that contains a malefic, that too in an inimical house. So malefic in an inimical sign, and also, no, not also. Oh, also Kendre Yadi Shubho Nachet. And none of the quadrants contain benefics. So if moon doesn't have any benefics in quadrants, moon becomes weak. So there are no benefics in quadrants, and fourth house is with malefic. That too a very unhappy malefic, who is in an inimical sign. Then literally he says Matruvadham Kuryat, which means mother dies. So that's what he literally says. But you could probably say that if mother doesn't die, at least there is some problem to mother. The next verse is verse 29. Dvadase ripu bhavecha yada papagraho bhavet tada matur bhayam vidya chatuthe dasame pitu. What? Dvadase ripu bhavecha, in the 12th house and in the 6th house, yada papagraho bhavet, if there is a malefic planet, papagraho means just one malefic is enough. But he says dvadase ripu bhavecha, not va, cha means and. So both 12th and 6th should have a malefic planet, at least one malefic planet. Tada matur bhayam vijjat. Chaturthe, tada matur bhayam vijjat chaturthe dasme pitu. Okay. This is tricky. One second, let me think about it. Dvadase ribhubhavecha yada papagraho bhavet tada matur bhayam vijjat. Then there is some fear for mother, he is saying. Chaturthe dasme pitu. Oh, I see. Okay. So malefics in the 4th and 6th, malefics in the 6th and 12th house, they cause problem to mother. They cause some fear to mother, some problems to mother. Okay. Similarly, Chaturthe Dasme Pitu. Instead of 6 and 12, if it is 4 and 10, malefics in 4th and 10th house, that shows problems to mother. Father. Why? Yeah. 6th and 12th house. Why for mother? 6th and 12th house, why are they bad for mother? If you take the 4th house as reference, how about the 6th and 12th from there? Where are the 3 and 9. 3 and 9. So basically, third house is the house of vitality. So third house and the 7th from it, if they are basically afflicted, there is some problem to mother. It's not entirely obvious why, but third house is the house of vitality. Now for father, he is not taking the 3rd and 7th from it, he is taking the 8th and 7th from it. So if you take the 9th house, the 8th from 9th is the 4th house. So he is taking the 8th house and the 7th from it. So basically he is taking 3rd for mother and 8th for father. Both 3rd and 8th houses show the vitality and longevity. But for father, 8th seems to be more important, for mother, 3rd seems to be more important. Why? I am not fully sure. But that is the lesson there. Verse 30, we will stop with this verse, so that it's around. It's not entirely obvious. That's a very intelligent question. The combinations that talked about problem to child and also to mother, obviously they could be in the Rashi chart. But if they are specifically for father and mother, combination is specifically for parents, it could be in Valsamsa. You have to experiment. Get some charts, get some examples and experiment. That's the only way to learn. Okay? But that's a very good point, very alert. Now I will end with this so that it's a round number 30, you can remember for the next class. So verse 30 will be the.
Down numbers, actually.
Pardon me?
Earlier we were writing down the only point, now we are writing down the number.
Yeah, write down the number. It's a good idea. Verse 30. Lagne kruro vyaye kruro dhane saumyastathaiva cha saptame bhavane krurah parivarakshayankarah. Now he talked about native and parents. Now he is talking about the family. Parivarakshayankarah means one who causes decay of the family. He is giving a combination for somebody who causes decay of the family. That means somebody who brings ill luck to the family, ill fortune, misfortune to the family. What is the combination? Lagne kruro. Lagna has malefic. Vyaye kruro. That means 12th house has malefic. The loss that has a malefic planet causing very evil loss. If a benefic is in the 12th house, it is also loss, but it's a very nice loss. You give a big charity, that kind of loss. Whereas if a malefic is in the 12th house, it's a forceful loss. So Lagne kruro, the overall essence of the person is affected by a malefic, and the house of losing, giving up things, letting things go, that is containing a malefic. So a lot of lossy horoscope. Person is a kind of unfortunate, and he loses. And what else? Dhane saumyas tathaivacha saptame bhavane krurah. So 7th house has malefic again, but 2nd house has benefic. So this is actually not very intuitive to me. 2nd house has benefic, 1st, 7th and 12th have malefics. Then the person brings ill luck to the family. So that is the combination. I will not try to explain why 2nd house benefic is good for family. I mean bad for family. That's not what I would have expected. But I would expect that just a benefic being in the 2nd house is probably not bad. But benefic being in the 2nd house with malefics in the 12th and 1st and 7th, that is bad. Why? I am not fully sure. But just remember the formula. Oh, he interpreted in a different way. Lagne kruro, vyaye kruro, dhane saumyas tathaivacha, saptame bhavane krurah, parivarakshayankarah. The Saumya who is in 2nd house has been interpreted as Mercury here. Mercury in the 2nd, while malefics occupy ascendant 7th and 12th, this yoga will destroy the entire family. This is Santanam's interpretation. So Saumya has been interpreted as Mercury. That is also a reasonable interpretation. But my guess is, because he referred to Krura in the other houses, the Saumya basically is being contrasted with the Krura. It's probably benefic, any benefic, not just Mercury, probably. But if you say Mercury, it makes more sense. Maybe he is right. So just a thought. The Saumya there, the planet to be in the 2nd house could be just Mercury, not any benefic planet. That is a valid interpretation. So with that we will end Parashara. How many more evils do we have? Okay, not too many. Hopefully next class, if we go quick, we can finish. Good. Then we can start the houses, because evils, we have already done so many evils. We want to do something good, something auspicious. Okay, now we will do our charts, our practicals.
We got information about yesterday's chart.
Yeah.
I do have a chart. The baby was born yesterday.
Yeah?
And they asked me to look at it, but I didn't prepare it. Can
Yeah.
you prepare that?
Yeah, sure.
It's January 6th.
Yesterday, so January 6th, yeah?
No, I'm sorry, Saturday. No, born is Saturday.
Why?
January 6th, 7:26 a.m.
7:26?
7:26 a.m.
Yeah? Can you turn it on? So that you know if I am making any mistakes. Yeah? Lawrence. Very nearby.
And one question from yesterday's thing.
Yeah?
If
What is yesterday's thing? Okay.
Oh, we have a teleclass.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday's teleclass.
Okay.
If sixth rod in 8th or 8th rod in 6th or
Virita.
Dustana rod is another Dustana.
Yeah?
If it is strong, will he give the Prithviraj Yoga result or he will not?
He will still give Viparita Rajoga result.
Even if it is strong,
Yes,
exalted, multiple,
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
That's not conditional.
No. Only thing is, if he is with somebody else, then problem. If he is alone, 6th Lord is in 8th alone, no problem. Viparita Rajoga, yes. Irrespective of the state.
Today, actually, I was referring to because this book wasn't there in.
The only thing is, let's say sixth lord is in eighth in exaltation. Forget the fact that he is in the eighth. Sixth lord in exaltation. What is the result for that? Lot of obstacles to overcome. And sixth lord in eighth. What is the result of it? Forget exaltation. Just sixth lord in eighth. Lot of obstacles to overcome. But finally you overcome and then you are a king. I mean, things are easy. First you have to struggle. After struggle, things are very easy for you. So there is a big reversal, right? Now the thing is, if the sixth lord is exalted, does it increase the struggle? Does it increase the intensity of the struggle or decrease it? It increases it.
It decrease, right?
It increases. It actually exaggerates both.
It depends again if it's a malefic or a benefic. If it's a malefic and exalted, then a sixth lord exalted, then he can give you a lot of energy to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's right, but whether it's a benefic or malefic, the sixth lord will give lot of obstacles. And whether there is lot of how you are fighting, what is your energy, you may look at the planet and make some conclusions. But bottom line is, there are lot of obstacles. So, sixth lord in eighth means obstacles, but finally you overcome and there is a reversal. Suddenly from lot of obstacles to you come to no obstacles. If he is exalted, what it means is, the reversal basically from here to here. You are here and then your fortune is reversed to here. That is even more dramatic then. The obstacles are even more serious, and also the luck at the end, which basically made you reverse the situation, that is also extreme. So it's even more extreme viparita. On the other hand, if the planet is debilitated, if the sixth lord is debilitated, there are obstacles, but those are kind of weak. So the reversal is kind of weaker. So the reversal is more dramatic if the planet is exalted rather than debilitated. But bottom line is, how much reversal, how much you have to struggle before things turn around, and after things turn around, how good they become. That magnitude changes based on the state of the planet, nature of the planet. But irrespective of whether it is a benefic or malefic, irrespective of whether he is exalted or debilitated or whatever, or in Mola Trikona or whatever, irrespective of all those things, Viparita Raja Yoga is intact. It does work in all the cases. Why are we looking at Shashtamsa to start with? Look at Navamsa.
I think you might have to change the way
Change what?
function key.
Yes, I do. I thought you were saying.
To see if I can download for this much
Yeah.
for today's class. I noticed one website which has got two sentences. One of the sentences.
Is it in the RGB mode?
Yes.
In. Yeah, it
Yes,
came.
coming.
Just took a while. Yeah, just turn it on.
48.
Is it focused well? No. No. Apart from that, the wheel.
Whatever. Online
Oh.
summary on that. Whatever you are noting.
Suddenly there was some clarity. First it was blurred like Bush's Iraq policy. Then suddenly there was clarity, but again it became blurred. No, I think it can be. This is a little better. We will actually restart. Okay. So,
Want to repeat the data for the
yeah, the data is, we are going to look at the chart of a baby who's a few days old. Okay. The data is 2007 January 6, 7:26 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 hours west of GMT, Lawrence, Mass. Lawrence is spelled as Lawrence, Lawrence, Massachusetts, USA. The longitude is 71 degrees, 9 minutes, 49 seconds west. The latitude is 42 degrees, 42 minutes, 25 seconds north. Very close to the place where class is held. Okay. Is it a boy or girl? Okay. Okay. Do our parents concerned about any specific thing?
No.
They just want to see. Okay. Okay. How is the chart? Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga in Lagna. Good or bad?
Very good.
Excellent. Are there any afflictions to it? Any malefic aspects or anything like that? Not really.
Not really, but Lagna Lord is in 12th.
We will come to that. The Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga in Lagna is quite strong. How close are they? Sun is at 21 degrees 51 minutes. Mercury is at 21 degrees 24 minutes. Extremely close. 26 arc seconds. So basically less than half a degree. So they are extremely close. Sun and Mercury are so close. And can you see another thing? Because this birth happened around sunrise time, I believe.
Right, after sunrise.
Yeah, a little after sunrise. There is Ghatika Lagna, Hora Lagna also in Lagna. Are they on the border? Where are those? Yeah, Ghati Lagna could be different, but at least Hora Lagna is there. So several special Lagnas are along with the Lagna. So basically these planets become Mahayogadas. If you remember Yogadas, any planet associated with Lagna and Hora Lagna becomes a Yogada as far as wealth is concerned. When I say associated, what I mean is occupying or owning or aspecting. So for example, let us say Lagna Lord is in Hora Lagna, he becomes Yogada for money. Similarly, same planet associated with Lagna and Ghatika Lagna, he becomes Yogada for the purpose of authority and power, position. Here Lagna, Ghatika Lagna, Hora Lagna, all the three are okay, good. All the three Lagnas are occupied by Sun and Mercury. So not only are they giving a great Raj Yoga, extremely strong Raj Yoga, but they are also Buddhadit Yoga is there. They are also Yogadas. Excellent. How is the strength of Sun and Mercury in terms of not Ashtavarga, I want not Vimshopaka, I want Vaisheshika Amshas. Are they in any good Amshas? Mercury is in Parijata Amshas, Sun is not. Okay, good, not bad. 60%, 69%. Okay, overall they are quite strong. How is the Ashtavarga strength? Sun has 4, Mercury has 4. Good. So overall, those planets are quite strong, I would say. And especially Sun is particularly strong. Why? He is in a friendly house, friendly sign. Mercury is in a neutral sign. He is in the sign of Jupiter. But Sun is in a very friendly sign. So actually you can check using the software relationships. Permanent compound relationship, if you check, Jupiter and Mars are not just friends, they are best friends. They are Adhishatrus. Sorry, it's not Shatrus. Adhimitras. So he is in a very good friend's house. So Sun is extremely strong. What about Mercury? He is in a friend because he is a neutral, right? Jupiter is a neutral of Mercury. He is not a friend, not an enemy. But here, temporarily, he is just one sign away. So he is a friend. So temporary friend, permanent neutral. Overall is friend. So those two planets are in either friendly sign or very friendly sign. And they are giving a very strong Raj Yoga. So Sun and Mercury, God bless the child. Only problem is because those planets happen to be Sun and Mercury, there is a clash in which dasha to use. Sun is in Lagna, so Shashtihayani dasha applies. 7th Lord Mercury is in Lagna, so Disapta dasha applies. Thank God he wasn't born after another 5 or 10 minutes. Then Shatabdika dasha would also have applied. Not he, she, I mean. So let's see how 8 seconds earlier Lagna will change to the previous Navamsha. We don't care. But 12 minutes later it would change to the next sign. So had Navamsha instead of Scorpio, oh boy. Instead of Scorpio, had it been Sagittarius, it would have been Vargotma. So luckily Shatabdika dasha doesn't apply. 12 minutes is too much time. So we are sure that it is Scorpio Navamsha or maybe Libra, but not Sagittarius Navamsha. So anyway, the Lagna is Sagittarius with Sun and Mercury. So there are 2 dashas that are applicable. What is your guess? will Shashtihayini apply or Drisapta Samdasa?
The sun is strong, so sun in Lagna.
What are the rules that we mentioned earlier for deciding when multiple dashas apply? The longer one will apply, will be given priority, and also the least probable one will be given priority. What is the probability of 7th Lord in Lagna or Lagna Lord in 7th? Huh? The Lagna Lord being in 7th is 1 over 6. 7th Lord being in Lagna is 1 over 6. So 1 over 6, 1 over 12 plus 1 over 12 minus the probability of both of them, minus 1 over 144. We will ignore that factor. So it's roughly 1 over 6. So out of every 6 charts, one chart will have that. Whereas Sun in Lagna, what is the probability? 1 over 12. Moreover, she was born just after sunrise. I mean, if Sun is in Lagna, it means around sunrise time. But this is so close to sunrise time. Right? So Sun is really dominating, if you ask me, more than Mercury. So in terms of probability, Sun wins. In terms of the length, Mercury wins. But still, Drisapta Sama is only 72, not much bigger than 60. So looking at all the factors, my guess is Shashtihayini Dasha is the Dasha. But you can confirm it as the life progresses. Probably both will work, but probably Shashtihayini will work better. So when is the Sun Dasha coming or Mercury Dasha coming in life? Mercury Dasha is coming from 2017 to 2023 at a very young age. Right? On the other hand, if you use the Drisapta Samadasha, when is an auspicious Dasha running? Oops. When is Sun or Mercury Dasha running? Mercury is again 2018 to 2027. So very young age actually. From the age of between 12 to 20, around that time frame. Based on both Dashas, Mercury Dasha is running. So it looks like some kind of early achiever. Okay, let us forget the Dashas now. Let us go back to the chart. So one thing is that yoga, the Raja Yoga, Dharma Karma Yoga makes me think that she will do some great karmas, some very good karmas. How is the Lagna Lord? Because Lagna Lord strength is very important in a chart.
So Saturn is in Gandanta, right?
Saturn is extremely weak. He is in deep Gandanta. And he is retrograde.
So this is the case, this is the chart where since it's only 2 days old, we should suggest that they should do the Gandanta remedy.
We will do that. Just relax for a minute. Is Saturn the only one in Gandanta?
Mars is.
Pardon me?
Mars.
Yeah, Mars is in Gandanta. Who else? See, when I say Gandanta, what are the things that you should first look at for Gandanta? What are the key things? Saturn or Mars or Jupiter? Pardon me? No, which body being in Gandanta is most dangerous? Lagna and Moon. Gandanta is mainly for Lagna and Moon. Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, all those being in Gandanta was an extension of ours.
Right.
What Parasara mentioned was Lagna or Moon. Right? Is either Lagna or Moon in Gandanta? You have to be quick. You see Moon, where is he? 26 degrees 50 minutes. Is that the last Navamsha or what? Yeah. It's the last Navamsha. He is in Gandanta. It's not very deep, but it is a Gandanta.
Do we take last Navamsha or just the last degree?
No, last Navamsha is Gandanta, but last degree is particularly strong. And in addition, Parasara gave some more numbers that you have to go back to your notes and refer to. But here, it's not terrible, but Moon is in Gandanta and he is in Manakarka Sthana. 8th Lord in 8th is not bad. It is good for occult, etc., or hard work, sadhana, etc. But Moon is in Gandanta. Moon is in Manakarka Sthana. So Moon is not really favorable at all. There is some problem indicated. And to make it worse, Saturn is very close to him, albeit in a different sign. Saturn and Ketu have Argala on Moon. Saturn has Argala on Moon. And Saturn is in deep Gandanta. And what about Mars?
Also in Gandanta.
He is in even deeper Gandanta than Moon. Saturn is the worst, then Mars, and then Moon. And out of these, Mars is the most significant. Why? Because he is the Lord of Paka Lagna. For me?
So between Scorpio and Sagittarius, that Gandanta is much worse than
Yes. Not only that, Mars is the Lagna Lord. If an important planet is in Gandanta, let's say Lagna is in Gandanta, Moon is in Gandanta, Moon sign Lord is in Gandanta, or Lagna Lord is in Gandanta, those are more serious because those are like important planets. If somebody in my somebody's family has cancer, fine, there will be some suffering because of it. But if the person having cancer is father or mother, then the suffering is worse than somebody else. You understand what I mean? Like that Lagna Lord, Moon sign Lord, these are like the guardians of the chart. If one of them is in deep Gandanta, it is worse. So here, Mars is the main problem, if you ask me. Even though he is in own sign, giving what is the yoga, Vimala yoga. So all that is there, he is actually giving another Raj yoga also. We will come to that later. But irrespective of those, being the Lagna Lord's dispositor and being with the Lagna Lord, see, he is also with Jupiter. So he has a strong influence on Lagna Lord. Such a Mars being in deep Gandanta, Mars Dasha, they have to be careful. Mars and Moon Dashas, they have to be careful. And Saturn, even though he is in Gandanta, he is basically the second and third Lord. He doesn't have to do with Lagna or 8th house or anything. But still, he is the Rokaraka and he is retrograde. So there are 3 planets in Gandanta that the person has to be careful about. And the thing is, with Mars, there is another thing. Not only is he the Lord of the Lagna Lord, dispositor of the Lagna Lord, he is, which Karka is it in terms of Charkarkas? Atma Karka. So he is the Karka, significator for the soul. If Atma Karaka is in Gandanta, is it auspicious? No. Okay? Everybody clear so far? So the chart basically in the long term point of view, it shows lot of promise. Now come back to Lagna Lord. Lagna Lord being in 12th, is it good or bad? It's not great for material yogas, but
being a benefic, it's not bad.
he is a benefic. Lagna Lord, Jupiter, being in the 12th house with the 12th Lord will make the giving basically very huge. She will give a lot basically. That's what it means. And also there is Guru Mangal Yoga there.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Jupiter is Vargottama. So it's even stronger. So the thing is, the person, she will basically give a lot. And this could also show spirituality. Lagna Lord in the 12th house, Lagna Lord in the 12th house with the 12th Lord can show spiritual person. So this shows some spirituality of the native.
And 5th Lord Mars also, 5th Lord also.
So Lagna Lord and 5th Lord are together, 4th Lord and 5th Lord are together. So it's a Raj Yoga. Jupiter and Mars being together is a Raj Yoga. Jupiter is Pitrikaraka, Mars is Atmakaraka. So Atmakaraka, Pitrikaraka are together. Lagna Lord, 5th Lord are together. Those are also Raj Yogas. This is a very powerful position. So now we have a mixed outlook. If you look at the entire chart, Mars Shashtihayani Dasha is running at a young age. In the first 4 years. 4 years. First 4 years of the native, or 4.5 you can say, or almost 5 years. So the first 5 years of the native, we have Mars Dasha running.
But the next one is a Moon Dasha anyway. Moon also is not good.
Oh. Next Dasha is Moon Dasha. Moon is not good. He is in Manakaraka Sthana. So 2 Dashas that show
Almost 10
trouble.
years.
Yep. So almost first 10 years are not so good. But after that, it's excellent.
But Moon is in his own house. So
Yeah, he is in one house. But still, if Moon is in Manakaraka Sthana, you have to be watch out. But we will confirm it because we have mixed indications. We will confirm it from Shashtamsa and Trimshamsa.
Would it also indicate any problem to mother and comfort factor because of A4 in
A4 in there.
It could indicate some problem to mother. Okay, let's look at the Shashtamsa. How are Mars and Moon? Because this is the chart of physical health. How are they?
Moon is in 8th house.
They are in the 8th house, both of them actually, not just Moon, Mars also.
Right.
So Moon and Mars are in the 8th house. Is it good or bad? Well, not very encouraging. So the planets who are in Gandanta in the Rashi chart, and about whose dashas we are concerned, they happen to be in 8th house in Shashtamsha. Let's leave it there. Go to Trimshamsha. Actually, so far we don't even have to check Trimshamsha now, but let's just check. How is Trimshamsha? Those are in the 6th house of obstacles, health problems, etc. Enemies, internal enemies. So, it's not pretty at all. Both Mars and Moon are going to give health problems. So, health may not be perfect actually. This is a very lucky person, not just lucky, but very good chart, very powerful chart. But first 10 years of life are difficult, very difficult. There will be some complications. But there are some people who are born with some problems, and first 10 years may be problematic because they are born with a problem. Do you think there is a chance of being born with problem? How do you see the birth? From Lagna. How is the Lagna? Lagna has no real weakness. Lagna Lord is with a Gandanta planet, but Lagna is basically strong.
That you are going to see in Navamsa, right? First house in Navamsa is going to say what blessing or problem he is born with.
Yes, let us see. Both Rashi and Navamsa, let us look at Navamsa. How is the Navamsa? Jupiter and Ketu are in Lagna. So overall we don't really see that the person was born with any big problems. The person, she is fine. But still there is going to be some suffering, some sickness or the other. What kind of problems are possible? Mars can give fevers, some aggressive diseases, where a virus takes over you and then you suffer. Basically any disease given by Mars involves a lot of suffering, fever, wounds, etc. So she has to be careful.
It's also blood related problem.
Yes, both Moon and Mars are blood related planets. So blood related is possible. And how are they in Trimshamsha? They are in fiery sign. So relating to fire, the fire element. So what can we say? We can suggest some, pardon me?
No, they are 6th house.
They are in 6th house, Scorpio.
In Scorpio. No, Scorpio is cold.
Jalrasi.
Right. But to see which element has problem, what you do is you look at the owner, right? Mars signs are Agni Tattva, Venus signs are Jala, water, Mercury signs are Bhu, like that, right? So it shows problem in the fire element. What is fire? The transformational energy.
Something to do with the stomach. Digestion.
It could be digestion, it could be vision, it could be basically any transformation, basically any processing. So that basically low energy, it could be low energy also. So that is what Moon and Mars show. But that's not the main weakness. What is the main weakness? Where are Rahu and Ketu? Just because Moon and Mars are in fire element, it doesn't mean their dasha will give fire related problem. Because they are showing problem, they can show whatever Rahu shows. What is Rahu showing here? Rahu and Ketu are in Libra, which is water. No, water, Venus.
Yeah, that's why because you're saying Venus by the nature of Venus or because...
See, we covered this earlier. In Trimshamsha, all the planets will occupy 10 signs. Cancer and Leo are empty always. So, Saturn signs show Vayutattva, your entire Vayutattva.
Right.
Jupiter signs will show your Akasha Tattva. Mars signs show your Agni Tattva. Venus signs will show, Taurus and Libra will show your watery element within you. And Mercury signs, Gemini and Virgo show your earthy element. So, any planet, even Jupiter only shows weakness in this chart. He doesn't show blessings. Any planet in Trimshamsha shows certain weakness. Each planet carries certain weakness to a particular element. Otherwise, all elements would be perfect. If this chart is empty, all your elements will be perfect. So, there are various weaknesses to various elements. Out of all the planets, Rahu and Ketu are the worst in this chart. Whichever they occupy, they basically beat down on that element. They deplete that element. And what is that element here? Water. So, what are watery problems? What can they show?
Dehydration.
Okay, that is too little. Dehydration, blood related problems. That kind of problems are possible. things. Again, we are getting blood. Moon and Mars blood in the 8000 Shashtamsha. Here we are getting blood. So some kind of blood problems are possible actually. They have to be careful. I mean, you shouldn't scare them because they just got a child. You should first tell them, wow, what a child. And we are not lying. Wow, what a child, really. So, born to do some really great, she is born to do some really great deeds. So you can tell that very honestly. And then you can say, only thing is there is some health problem. And you can suggest some remedies. What remedies can you suggest now?
Lakshmi Narasimha. Scorpio and then
Okay. Moon and Mars, Lakshmi Narasimha. Very good. Very good.
And because the child is a small child, I would suggest a photograph in the bedroom.
Okay. Very good. What else? What else?
Can we say because
Parana Devata, we have to say Parana Devata.
Okay. Who is Parana Devata? Do you want to see Parana Devata or you want to see Dharma Devata?
For sustenance,
For sustenance, it is the sixth. Moon is Amatya Karaka. From Moon, the sixth house is Leo. Leo is owned by Sun. So who should it be? Sun. Sun is with Mercury. Could be Shiva or Sun is with Mercury. So you could say Rama. So that is a possibility. And if you take the Dharma Devata, the ninth from the Atmakarka is Dharma Devata. Why I am saying Dharma is forget Moksha. Moksha will come later. If Dharma Devata blesses, life will progress smoothly and the person will be able to do her Dharma. And if health is bad, the person will not be able to do the Dharma. So if you want overall blessings when life is in shambles, Dharma Devata is the best Devata to get a hold on. Moksha Devata, if you pray to Ishtadevata, Ishtadevata will cut off all the bonds one after the other. But right now, you want the Dharma Karmadhipati Yoga in the chart to function, the person to do her Dharma. So first suggest Dharma Devata. Who is the Dharma Devata? The ninth from Atmakarka. Atmakarka is Mars. The ninth is Scorpio. Who is the Lord of Scorpio? You can take Ketu himself with Jupiter, or if one of the co-lords occupies the sign, the other co-lord is considered to be the Lord according to Gemini, or Parashara also according to Parashara. So, who is the Lord of Scorpio in this chart? Because Ketu is right there, Mars is the Lord. Mars can show Kartikeya, he can show Hanuman, he can show Narasimha, but we already decided on Narasimha earlier. And he is with Moon and Venus, with a female influence. So Lakshmi Narasimha, whoever said Lakshmi Narasimha, it makes very good sense. So if you just suggest,
I started liking Lakshmi Narasimha.
Okay. That's not a good reason for making the recommendation, but it's a good recommendation in this chart.
See, for seeing the Ishtadevata,
Yeah.
we have to, I mean, I remember, I may be wrong, in the D20 chart we see from Lagna is Ishtadevata.
That is not really Ishtadevata. The Ishtadevata, as we refer to the term in Navamsha, the 12th from Atmakarka, that Devata is basically the one who gives you moksha, one who removes all your bondages, cuts off all your bondages. The fifth in Vimshamsha is the god that you are naturally attracted to. It's not really the one that is appropriate or inappropriate for you. It doesn't show anything like that. Navamsha is the one that shows that. Vimshamsha is the one that you are naturally attracted to.
From Lagna is the one which you have.
Yeah. You feel attraction, natural attraction to. The fifth from Lagna in the Vimshamsha is the Devata that you feel natural attraction towards.
Just to remind, that is 6 from
For the nth time, the definition of Pal Devata is the sixth from the Amatya Karaka. And the ninth from Atmakaraka is Dharma Devata. And the 12th from Atmakaraka is? Okay, good. You get 66% marks out of 100. Out of the 3 questions, you know 2, so you get first class.
No, we knew that, but we are doing it for the benefit of listeners.
Oh, don't worry about them. They all know. It's only you.
So we had a
No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Feel free to ask. some basic things, they are worth stressing several times. So 6 from Amartyakarka is Pavana Devata. Okay.
So we suggest Lakshmi.
Planet in the 6th or Lord. Here is empty.
If there is
For Dharma Devata, it is only the
For Dharma Devata also it can be the planet there, but Lord is better.
9th Lord for me.
Yeah. You could have taken Jupiter and Ketu and given the Dharma Devata based on Jupiter and Ketu. But the thing is, if we take Lakshmi Narasimha, we are covering many bases. Bases are fully loaded. So there is a good chance of a run being scored.
So they are not familiar with the gods like
Okay.
Narasimha.
Okay, what is their religion?
No, they are Hindus.
Okay, then,
But they
okay.
are-
Why I asked was if they are not Hindus,
No,
not even, may not be worthwhile introducing
Right.
Hinduism and forcing it down their throat. We may have to be creative and find something else. If they are Hindus, remind them of Lakshmi Narasimha. If they don't know who is Lakshmi Narasimha, better tell them.
Pictures.
Yeah. Maybe because this daughter is born, they are destined to know something about gods now. Until now, they don't know who is Narasimha, who is Lakshmi, who is Vishnu, maybe.
No, those are. I think they are very. Grandmother and family is very religious.
Okay.
Really God, but mostly the standard names of gods rather than
Mhm.
combination.
I see. Oh, I see. That's what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Even though the mother is born in this country, grew up in this country, but she
Yeah.
is more inclined to more Hinduism than
Okay.
Islam.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So tell them
Okay.
tell them a little about Lakshmi Narasimha. And
do
then
they have to do any Shanti Swarup Gandanta?
we'll come to that. Do you think so? What do you think? Moon is in Gandanta.
Moon is in Gandanta.
As though that's not enough, there are several other important guys in Gandanta.
Mars is there.
Mars is in Gandanta, Shani is in Gandanta. And Shani is about to enter Moon. Moon is in one Gandanta, Shani is in the other side. Just about to enter Moon. So, So, it's a very, very critical case. And that Moon Dasha is running right now. What is the Antardasha? Not Moon, I mean Mars. What is the Antardasha?
Mars. Sorry. No.
Luckily, it's not Mars Saturn. So, Mars Rahu. So, better. Good. I was wondering if Mars Saturn is running by any chance or some. What? No, that's excellent. So, that would have been even worse. Mars Moon or Mars Saturn. So, good. But the thing is, there is problem. So, it's a good idea to do Gandanta Shanti. So, whatever procedure has been given.
What is the suggestion in this case? Because when we refer to Gandhara Shanti, the puja involved Navagraha Homam with prayer to that particular idol,
Yeah.
that particular nakshatra. So in this case, if there are multiple of them in the border like this, who
Yeah.
do we choose? Or just do
Choose whichever you want. Or if you ask me more than that, the grahas are the most important ones. You are doing Navagrahas, you are doing Trambaka Majamahe in the fire. Those are the most important ones. Even if you don't have an idol for the Lord, it's not a big deal. But if you must, you can have all the three also. You can have all the three idols.
Question. Why you said Mars, Saturn is bad? Saturn is in 9th house, right?
Yeah,
Mars,
But is it-
Rahu, the Patan Bhoga falls in 6th house.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
Mars, Saturn also falls in 6th house.
yeah.
So,
Oh, right, you are right. I wasn't looking at Bhoga. I was just looking from the point of view of the Gandanta effect being hammered, basically doubly hammered. Mars is saying Gandanta. Saturn, even though he doesn't have to do anything he doesn't have anything to do with the 6th house, 8th house, etc. That's not entirely true. He has Argala on the 8th house. He has Argala and aspect on the 6th house, the Graha Drishti. So he is Karaka for both those houses. He causes diseases. And he is the one in the deepest Gandanta.
okay.
He is like right on the border and he is retrograde. Right now Saturn is very, very disturbed. So you should be very careful with Saturn right now. If you have any Saturnine problems in your chart, he is extremely disturbed. He is on the edge, literally and figuratively. He is on the edge. So anyway, so that is why I was concerned. But luckily it's Mars Rahu. Like you said, Mars Rahu, the Bhoga comes in the 6th house. Not so great. I agree. But still, I would prefer Mars Rahu rather than Mars Moon or Mars Saturn. So they can do Gandhana Shanti. At least if not Gandhana Shanti, they can do some Navagraha Homam with
Yeah, that's
Mrityunjaya
what
Mantram.
I would inclined. I think they don't know much about the idols
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
They can go to the temple and get it done. The
Yeah.
priest or the Navagraha.
Yeah, tell a priest to do Navagraha Home and Mrityunjaya Home. Or do Navagraha Home and also do Mrityunjaya Mantram along with it. And if they can do, let them do Ayushya Suktam. Navagraha Homam and combine Mrityunjaya Mantram and Ayushya Suktam in it. Instead of doing an Ayushya Homam, Mrityunjaya Homam separately, you can combine Mrityunjaya Mantram and Ayushya Suktam. There is a Suktam called Ayushya Suktam.
Right. There is one suggestion came and Krishna Bhatta is doing the same thing. Navagraha.
Yeah, we are just clearly tell them. We are not suggesting Ayush Suktam because there is a problem in Ayush longevity and we want to increase the longevity. The person will live long and do great things, but the beginning is perilous. That is why we are suggesting. Tell that clearly so that they don't get concerned. Because sometimes parents get overly concerned. They may not say it to you, but it will be eating their brain. I see.
And just to recap on
Yeah.
old issue here.
Yeah.
Dharmadevata you suggest for recovery from health and to get the basic protection.
Not just health. It is basically to enable you to do your dharma in the society, in the world,
To enable
in the universe. So anything blocking you from doing your dharma, the Dharma Devata will come to your rescue.
There is one story. Everybody leaves. If dharma is alone, then everything comes back.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So that's not, the time frame is that less than 1 year, right? Less than 6 months or estimate.
Actually, for Ayush Homam, 21st day is recommended. If it's not an auspicious day, you can do nearby. But if they can, on the 21st day, they can do.
what did you mean auspicious day? Do you have to look at the muhurtam or anything?
Yeah, if you
It's not Ashtami or
yeah,
days
if
like that.
not one of the bad tithis, then born on 6th, right?
Yes.
6 plus 21 is 27, right?
Yeah.
Happens to be a conveniently weekend day. Shukla Dashmi, yeah, Shukla Dashmi, Shanivaram, Kritika Nakshatram. No, this is not bad.
Who is Mars? Further down?
For me,
What is Mars?
must be the Hora Lord. Why do you care? This is not really a Muhurta. I approximately put 10 o'clock to see what is the tithi that day. 71% left, so most of the day it is Shukla Dashmi. It's not an inauspicious tithi. Kritika, it's not really that bad. I mean, Kritika is Agni's nakshatra, not really a terrible nakshatra.
But we don't have to see the Tharabala on that.
You can, but the 21st day is always going to be a particular Tara. And that is the recommended Tara. So just look at the tithi. Varam, Shanivaram. Shanivaram is not that bad. So it seems like a reasonable day. And it happens to be a weekend day. So it's convenient for them. So if they want, they can do on 27.
And Mars is in Jyeshtha Nakshatra.
Yeah.
That means we are doing Nakshatra.
We have what?
Propitiation Nakshatra.
Yeah. During this dasha, actually, if you are doing Gandhanta Shanti, the question was, should you take the Lord of Ashleisha, Lord of Magha, or Lord of Jyeshtha in the Gandhanta Shanti? If you can't have all the three, if you want to choose one, better choose Mars, because that is the dasha running right now. And doing the mantra of Jyeshtha, basically that can be good. But instead of giving so many things, just tell Lakshmi Narasimha, pray to Lakshmi Narasimha. If they don't know anything, just do Lakshmi Narasimha Karavalamba Stotram or something. Or just say Om Lakshmi Narasimhaya Namah. That itself is enough. Or say Om Lakshmi Narasimha Mamadehi Karavalambam. The Makutam of the Karavalamba Stotram written by Shankaracharya. Just say, it's not a mantra, but just say Lakshmi Narasimha Mamadehi Karavalambam, which means, oh Lakshmi Narasimha, come and give me your hand. Please help me rise. Give me your hand. Lakshmi Narasimha Mamadehi Karavalambam. It's not a shloka, it's not a mantra, it's part of a shloka.
What is the last Mamadevi?
Mamadehi Karavalambam. Or you can search for Lakshmi Narasimha mantras on the internet and give a mantra. Okay? So give a Lakshmi Narasimha mantra and tell them to do Navagraha Homam with Ayush Suktam and Mrityunjaya Mantram. Okay? And shouldn't be that bad. That should help.
And 21st
But
is Kshematara, right? 18, 3rd.
what is the nakshatra of the girl?
Asura.
What is it? Oh, Ashresha. So, Budha. Budha, Ketu Shukra, Ravi Chandra, Kuja. Sahasantara. Right? Sadhana? I thought so.
Kshematara. Because 21 is
Shema? It doesn't make sense. Buddha, Ketu Shukra, Ravi Chandra, Kuja. Sahasantara. Kuja is Sahasantara, Rahu is Naidhanatara, Jupiter is Mitratara, Shani is Paramitratara. And Buddha is Jamatara again. Yeah, it is Sahasantara. Count again. Kshematara is the, see, first Janmatara, Sampattara, Vipattara, Kshematara.
when I was taking from whatever the day, the saying 21st day will be roughly the...
Don't say roughly. We saw just now, Kritika.
No, 21st day is...
Yeah. Kritika is sun. Oh, what did I do? You are right actually, I am wrong.
Because...
I was taking Mars for some reason.
No,
You are right.
If you take from...
Yes.
19,
You are right.
19 and 20.
You are absolutely right. I was wrong. For some reason I thought Kritika is owned by Mars. I was thinking Agni, Aries. I somehow thought it's Mars. It's actually ruled by sun. So you are absolutely right. It is Kshematara.
But I just went by 21st day is 9, and 3rd.
Yeah. Very good, excellent. But that can be risky because depending on the percentages,
16 go little.
it can be plus or minus 1. Not little, plus minus 1. So Kshematara can become Pratyaktara or Vipattara. But anyway, this is, so Kshematara, Kshema is basically well-being. So, very good. Maybe that is why they said 21st day. 21st day is normally the recommended day, unless it happens to be a bad day, like there is an eclipse or it's a bad tithi or something. Here is a good tithi. Shukladashmi is a very auspicious tithi. So, they can go ahead and do it on that day. Actually, if they should go and talk to a priest, make sure that there is a priest available. So, if they can find a priest, this is a very, very good day. So, let them do all the best. If they can't do on that day, they can pick another good day later. Preferably within the next month. Instead of waiting for too long, because the bad dasha is already running, it's better to do it quickly. Okay.
Thank you.
You are welcome. So God bless the child. Sun and Mercury are in Lagna in Dashamsha also. Oh boy. Actually, assuming that this time is... Oh, no. No. Yeah. Okay. Nothing. Never mind. Any other thoughts? Any other thoughts? Ketu and Mars in what house?
10,000.
From whom? 10th house from A3? Oh, 10th house. Oh, Dashamsha, yeah. Right. So what kind of career do you speculate? First of all, what is the leeway we have? 8 and 2 minutes 19 seconds. Probably right. Don't know for sure, but we'll take it for granted now. Because we can't XY anyway. Mars and Ketu, how are they? Indramsha and Brahmamsha. Mars is in Indramsha. The 5th Lord and the 10th Lord, Yokarka Mars, is in one sign, giving Ruchika Yoga, he is in Indramsha. So there will be some influence, some influential person. Right? And Mars and Ketu can show what kind of line?
Engineering.
Some engineering. Some engineering.
Analytical.
Some hardcore engineering. Sun and Mercury in Lagna. Overall, it's a reasonably powerful chart. Let's see, the only thing I am curious about is Vimshamsha. How is Vimshamsha? How is Vimshamsha? Again, what is the leeway we have? Probably it was 8 and 2, right? So it's probably like 3 and 2. Yeah, 3 and 2. 3 and 220. 3 minutes 13 seconds earlier or 2 minutes 90 seconds later, Lagna will change sign in Vimshamsha. So we are probably safe. So how is the Vimshamsha?
Spiritual person, because they are
Very spiritual person. Why?
Lagna Lord in 8th house.
Lagna Lord in the 8th house of sadhana. And the 12th house is very powerful. It has the 7th Lord, 10th Lord, 5th Lord. So many planets. 8th Lord. So many planets. 8th Lord is in the 12th house, along with so many other planets. So many benefits are there. Mercury, Venus and Jupiter. So 12th house and 8th house are really dominant. Very interesting. And Moon is being aspected by Saturn. Moon is actually being aspected by both Mars and Saturn. So So there will be some renunciation, some aggressive renunciation. The spirit of renunciation will be strong. When moon is being aspected by Saturn, or Saturn mainly, in the Vimshamsa, there will be lot of renunciation. Because Vimshamsa is how you pursue God, right? You can pursue God surrounded by 10 children and a wife and then doing Aarti. See, I'm sorry if I sound as though I'm ridiculing such people. There is nothing bad in it. That is one way to search for God. You can be taking care of a family as a grahastha, as a householder, and you can search for God. That is one way. The other way is, I don't need all this. Why all this? With that spirit you can search for God. So there are both the possibilities. And how do you see the search for God? From Vimshamsa. This is the chart for your search for God. This is the chart that throws light on your search for God, right? And moon, he is mind. And what is moon in Vimshamsa? Your mental outlook as you search for God. And how do you search for God? Here Saturn and Mars are aspecting moon. Mars will give lot of aggression, lot of verve, lot of energy, lot of passion, and lot of fire. And Saturn, he will give vairagya, he will give detachment. So there is lot of detachment in the pursuit of God in this particular person. So looking at all these things, the influence of, pardon me?
You are taking Rashi Drishti?
Yeah, I am taking both. Here it is both. And when you are talking about the desire of mind, basically, you can take the Graha Drishti, you can give importance to Graha Drishti. So here Saturn and Mars have Graha Drishti on moon, and there are so many planets in the 8th house and 12th house, so many key planets in the 8th and 12th house. So my gut feeling is this is a very precious child, very spiritual child.
Can we see her D27? We have never seen it because we know her strengths and weaknesses.
Do we know?
We know her strengths
Oh,
and weaknesses. We can advise the parents to.
Yeah, okay, sure. 8 seconds earlier it will change. Forget it. 8 seconds.
Then how you can think?
Assuming that this is accurate. Actually, we'll do Nakshatramsa later. It's not so important. We'll leave Nakshatramsa. Actually, can any of you, I will, as the parting thing, the last thing we do on this chart before we close the class, any of you want to make any predictions to parents? Because if you say, when your child is 50 years old, she will do this, when your child is 20 years old, she will do this, that will feel like eternity. But if you say in the next year, this is likely for father should be careful about health, or father may get promotion, it is something more interesting to parents. Can you make such an interesting prediction? How is... No, just look at the dasha, look at the dvadashamsa. What is the impact of this child on parents? The immediate impact. How do you see father in the dvadashamsa?
Guidance from the
9th house, or we'll take the 9th Lord's Arudha, okay? L9. So I'll put the Graha Arudhas here. Where is L9? L9 is in Gemini. Okay. L9 is in Gemini. The dasha running right now is Mars. The Antardasha that is going to start later is Jupiter. Right now Mars Rahu, later Mars Jupiter. Can you say anything about any of those? How is Mars Dasha for father?
Actually, it's good. 5th house.
6th Lord in the 5th house. So Dhimanta Yoga. And in general, some success will be there for father. Some overcoming of the obstacles. So will the child bring some success to father, some fortune?
Right.
Yeah, it's basically a lucky child for father. And compared to the current Rahu Antardasha, how is Jupiter Antardasha? Jupiter is the 10th Lord,
Right.
giving Gajkesari Yoga. Even though in the 12th house, he is basically 10th Lord with the 2nd Lord. 10th Lord and 2nd Lord, two Artha Trikona Lords are together. Everybody got it? From Gemini, taking Gemini as Lagna. Second Lord Moon is exalted and is joining the 10th Lord Jupiter. So Jupiter and Moon combination is showing good, and also they are giving Gajageshwari Yoga. They are good friends combining. So Jupiter Antardasha is particularly good for career. So from 2007 October, basically a period of 1.5 years or 1.67 years is good for father's career. So the child basically within a few years from birth will bring some luck to father in career.
Child will be more guidance, get more guidance from father. 9th house is strong.
Okay, is the 9th house stronger or 4th house? Is there more guidance from father or more guidance from mother? Father. The 11th Lord and the 7th Lord are together in the 9th house. Two benefics.
Right.
Even though the Lord of that sign is in the 12th from it, for Venus, 12th is not bad. If Venus is in 12th from his own sign, it's not that bad.
Right.
12th is fine for Venus. He likes 12th house actually. So it's not that bad. On the other hand, if you take the 4th house, the Lord of that sign is in the 6th from it, joining the 8th from it. The 8th Lord from, if you take the 4th house Sagittarius as Lagna, the 8th Lord from it Moon is afflicting Jupiter. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So taking Sagittarius as Lagna, Moon Jupiter combination is not auspicious. Right?
So why are you taking Sagittarius? I thought we will take L4.
Oh, we are not talking about for mother now. We are talking about the
guidance from
the guidance, the relationship with the mother. So for that 4th is important. The kind of relationship she has from mother. So taking this as Lagna, Sagittarius, the Lord of that is badly placed in the 6th from it, and he is afflicted, and that sign itself, the house itself is afflicted by Rahu. Not really a friend of Moon, Karaka. So, and not even a friend of the Lord. Jupiter is the Lord of 4th house,
Right.
and Moon is the Karaka. Rahu is a friend of neither of them. He is actually a worst enemy of both of them. So, 4th house is afflicted. So motherly happiness, there is some problem. There is some tension with mother. Okay? Things will not be smooth. Of course, when she is a baby, it will be mother who is taking care. But when she becomes older, the real nature will come out. So she is not really that attracted to mother. And actually, forget it. How is the next? Pardon me.
L4 from L.
Okay, from L4, what can you say about should mother watch out for health or anything like that? How is mother? L4, if you take as Lagna, how is Mars? He is in the 4th house, not a great placement, doesn't show a lot of happiness, but he is Yokarka. So he is actually fine, he is actually probably better for mother than father. So, and especially for the 10th house, if the mother is a working mother, from the 10th house, Mars is the 10th Lord aspecting the 10th house. So he, being the Yogakaraka who aspects the 10th house, own sign, he will give good position in the career. So Mars Dasha should be good for mother. Okay. So overall, she brings good luck to both father and mother, and mother's career brings good to mother's career, and father's career will bring more good later, after Jupiter Antardasha starts. Can you say, do you want to say anything else, or do you want to see anything else? How is the education? We don't have a lot of time, so we'll quickly say, assuming that this time is right, 1.5 minutes leeway we have, forward, 3.5 minutes backward. So assuming that it's right, I just want a quick 2% determination, not a detailed analysis. How is Chaturvimshamsa? Is it reasonably strong or weak?
Actually, that
Lagna first to start with. Yeah, 4th house what?
no, the dispositor of 4th house is in Lagna, 9th Lord also, 9th.
Yeah, 4th and 9th Lord, Yokaraka, Venus is in Lagna. He blesses Lagna. Okay? And Saturn, the Lagna Lord, he is in the 7th house and aspects him. So Lagna Lord Saturn, 9th Lord Venus, 9th and 4th Lord Venus have a Raj Yoga on the Lagna axis. Enough. And Jupiter is exalted, but all those things are secondary. That itself is enough. So overall, there are some weaknesses definitely. We can analyze them.
Moon is weak.
Yeah, Moon is weak. So there are some weaknesses definitely, but there is fundamental strength in the chart. So she will be a good student and she will be a good learner. That's basically what you can say.
You're saying that because of fourth and ninth lord.
Basically Lagna, see the strength of Lagna. How is Lagna Lord? Are they weak or strong? Lagna Lord is in a Kendra. And Lagna is occupied by a Yokaraka, not by a malefic. A natural benefic as well as functional benefic. Not just functional benefic, Yogakaraka. So, and there is a Rajayoga between them. So that Rajayoga occurring on the Lagna axis itself is a protector. Enough. You don't have to worry about other things.
Actually, in this chart, Moon is a sixth lord. Rahu is a
But it is not eclipse, right?
Moon is sixth lord, being in third is not bad, but is eclipsed. So sixth lord being eclipsed is not good. So there is some problem. And Mars in the fourth is also not good for fourth. So early education may not be great because Mars is affecting it. Even though Venus is strong, Mars affliction may cause some problem for early education. And Mars is running.
first 10 years, she has other problems too.
Yes, there may be some other problems which may prove to be a kind of hindrance. But ninth house is quite strong. Ninth house is empty, and from it Jupiter is in a Kendra giving Hamsa Yoga. We can analyze. You guys can try to analyze more. But the thing is, more than the early education, later education will be stronger. Education will pick up speed later. And overall, you don't have to worry. Even though there are drawbacks, still there is fundamental strength. You can't take away. When such a fundamental strength is there, you can't take away anything. So overall, she is a good learner.
I have a question.
Yes.
Here the Venus is ninth lord. So Venus shows some kind of sciences or arts, right? In Dashamsha, we thought she is going to be doing some engineering job or something.
Yeah.
We have
How it
aspect
is
from Mars.
No, ninth house also has aspect of Mars, and there is Grahadrushti of Rahu Ketu. So there are multiple influences. We have to. Rahu has Grahadrushti, Saturn has Grahadrushti.
Actually, we are seeing one chart. We couldn't explain.
And by the way, 1 second. Somebody may do management or arts, and suddenly he may become a software engineer.
right.
That happens. So that is also possible. Yes.
Yesterday we were looking at the chart where the education seemed to be more towards medicine, but the profession indicated more like engineering.
Between Rasi and D24, that's what we.
Oh, I see.
Both and D10 also.
D10 also, I see.
D10 also.
D10
Yeah.
and D10 too.
Yeah, maybe you are missing something. We can take it up later.
That's what we thought.
Usually, nobody studies. I mean, it's very rare that somebody studies medicine and then becomes an engineer. It's possible.
It is possible.
It is possible, but it's,
There are two.
because there are various aspects to a planet. What a planet shows.
Two of them are born here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Medicine and then engineering.
And the thing is, if the especially if it's the chart of somebody reasonably young, who knows? Everything is converging. The way we look at science, the way we look at various subjects, various branches of knowledge, it won't be the same after 20 years or 15 years.
Even now, biomedical engineering is
Yes,
together.
it's evolving. Yeah, and actually, the boom of software engineering is basically over. Now, computers, electronics, software, they had a boom in the last 20-30 years. The next boom is expected to be in biocomputing. Anyway, on that note, we will end for today. One note is, next week there may or may not be a class. So I will send a mail once details are finalized. Unfortunately, I have to go to Samsung, Korea. So I will probably not be able to avoid it. So next Sunday night, I will basically pack myself to Korea and stay there for till Friday. I will probably be back on Friday. But I said that I definitely have to be back by weekend because I have some other engagement. So I will definitely be back. So the Monday after that, there will definitely be a class. But this Monday may or may not be a class. I will let you know. Tomorrow, I think it will be finalized. All the tickets will be booked. So, and I have to go for the stupid visa. And Korea is a terrible place. I lived there for 9 months. It's a terrible place if you are a vegetarian.
Right.
But if you can cook, you get vegetables, you get everything. If you can, of course, rice will taste different. It's sticky and not really smelly, but it's instead of long grain, it is short grain. Instead of thin grain, it is really thick grain. So it looks like this rice, and it's very sticky. And the stickier it is supposed to be better quality rice. So all those things you can manage. So what we used to do was, you wash the rice sometimes when it is sticky. You wash it before cooking, and that wouldn't work. We used to cook it and then wash it. Even though you lose all the nutrients, that was the only way we could get some reasonable rice.
You like bread?
Huh?
Do you like bread?
No. You don't get a lot of bread also.
You can put some oil, some cooking oil into it.
Perhaps we didn't try it, yeah. But still, the stickiness, I think oil will only add to it, will make, it can't really remove it.
Separate the grain.
Yeah, to some extent, yeah. But you can't imagine how sticky it is. But the thing is, that's not the problem. Sticky rice is not the problem. Unless you cook for yourself outside, there is no concept of vegetarianism. When we went through pains and explained what vegetarian means, they brought some rice and then there was some meat in it. When we explained no meat, they removed the meat. I basically refused to eat. I just walked away. And they use like seasoning. In Indian cooking, we have this garam masala, the cinnamon powder, cardamom powder, all this. Just like that, they use their own spicy powder. They don't even know what goes into it. For example, if I ask Seshu what is in garam masala or what is in chana masala or what is in pav bhaji masala, he wouldn't know. He just buys it from the store and uses it. Like that they do. And when I researched, I found that the common powder that they use has dry fish powder.
Yeah, it's a seaweed. Even Japan uses.
Seaweed I can tolerate, but they use fish, dried fish powder, dried crab powder. All those are used in everything. So you pretty much cannot get any vegetarian food outside unless you eat salads and bread. So I'll probably take some ready to eat MTR, Ashoka, all these kits, all these packets. Anyway, so I will let you know once it is finalized. Okay? Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.